The police will be on high alert in Tshwane today after mobs rioted and looted stores in the Pretoria CBD. The capital was brought to a standstill yesterday when foreign-owned shops were looted and burnt. The mayhem began after taxi drivers blockaded streets to protect against the killing of a taxi driver by an alleged drug dealer on Tuesday. 10 people have been arrested in connection with yesterday's violence. For more on the situation in Pretoria, we've got on the line Tshwane Metro spokesperson, Superintendent Isaac Mahamba on the line. A very good morning to you, sir. Thanks so much for joining us. Talk to us about the situation in the city this morning.
Good morning, Leanne, and to your viewers. The situation since last night, or probably safe to say in the afternoon, it was relatively calm up until now. We are monitoring the situation as TMPD and SAPS, and we'll continue to be on site until we are certain that everything is back to normality. As we all know by now that the SACT, we initiated the meeting through the Office of the MLCs of Transport and MLC of Community Safety just to engage the taxi industry about what was happening in the city. And we agreed that the task team will be formed that will be comprised of the city, the SAPS, and the taxi industry. Also, the MEC of Transport is also part of that task team, just to make sure that on moving forward, if there is any issues that need to be addressed, they should be addressed by that particular task team. But law enforcement will continue to be on site to make sure that what happened yesterday, it should not be, something that might arise again.
Yeah, I mean, the scenes that we saw coming out of Tshwane yesterday were absolutely horrendous, and one would explain to a certain extent a lawless situation. How do you, if in fact this does happen again today, ensure people in the area that they will be safe?
We guarantee their safety. As I'm saying, Jan, that we are on site and will continue to be there just to make sure that it should not happen again. And as the city and police again, we condemn that particular situation, that it should have not happened at all. If anybody has issues that needs to raise with us as law enforcement, they should come to us rather than taking the law into their own hands and addressing the issues. Specifically, the taxi industry, they complain about, the drugs that is happening, or drug addicts that are within the CBD. And you'll understand that as a TMPD, we are worried about that, and we specifically formed a team years back that deals specifically with drug issues in the CBD or in the entire city of Tshwane. So we like to safely say that that team is doing, a good work, and we are continuously making arrests, specifically in that area and other areas of the city. And we'll make sure that even in future, we beef up that particular team. So we all know that by now that drugs are a concern to our society. So we'll definitely make sure that we beef up that team in order to make sure to quell what's happening in the past.
Yeah. So just finally, Superintendent, in terms of the situation this morning, how does it look this morning as opposed to what was happening yesterday?
It's very, very relatively calm, as I indicated. Our taxis are operating, people are starting to go to work.
Okay.
We see just the visibility of TMPD and SAPS around it.
All right, we leave it there. Superintendent Isaac Mahamba, we will be watching that story. In fact, we've got our SABC reporter that's on the scene as well. We'll be crossing to them in later bulletins just to monitor the situation right now in Tshwane.